One of the best things about the firearms industry is the constant innovation in the design and products for consumers and professionals alike. We in some cases are spoiled with a wealth of particular options for a particular gun or piece of gear, and in recent years the amount of small companies providing these products has increased significantly. Enter the AmmoPal, the self-contained shell holder that you can clip on molly gear or a belt. The AmmoPal product page boldly states, "Reload your shotgun like a boss." And with its tactical look and features that include holding 10 2 3/4 inch shells on either a belt or a rig, and a glass-filled nylon body, we were excited to check it out. Now we have a few members of the Tundra Tactical team that are pretty well geared out for competition shooting, especially 3-gun. Like I mentioned earlier, they have a wealth of product to choose from in regards to shell caddies and various other ways to store shotgun shells. As for myself, I do not compete, and I prefer a more rough and dependable setup in my shooting style and gear. When it comes to shotgun accessories, specifically ways to hold shotgun shells, my options are much more limited. This is one of the reasons I jumped at the opportunity to get my hands on this piece of gear. The AmmoPal is very much not designed for competition use and is almost purpose-built for a much more high-impact role. I was hoping for a slick new way to not only carry shells in my rig, but have an easy and visual way to store different kinds of shotgun ammo and switch smoothly between them. Well, in short, I was sorely disappointed. During our test of the AmmoPal, we ran into constant problems with everything from shell retention issues, problems with the follower spring, the stiff mounting clips, and in more of a general sense, the materials used to make the body of the product. The biggest frustration we faced while testing the product was that multiple times the follower spring would bind on us, causing the device to fail and feeding the next shell to the top of the AmmoPal. After a few instances of this issue popping up, we found that in 2 cases the spring had gotten caught on itself, and in another instance it seemed to have something to do with the mounting clips pinching the sides of the AmmoPal. In regards to this last statement, we are only speculating, but every time we adjusted the clips or removed them altogether, the spring started feeding the shells again. Moving on to shell retention, let me be the first to say that I'm confident you will never lose a shell once it's inside of the AmmoPal. There is an issue, however, and that's getting them in there in the first place. The plastic retention clips are very stiff and difficult to manipulate, making one-handed loading very difficult, especially on a plate carrier. While on a belt, loading becomes a little bit easier, but not by much. Removing the shells from the AmmoPal is pretty much the same story. Unless you grab it just right, you'll run into issues like shells coming out cockeyed or just plain old getting stuck in the carrier itself. The website suggests filing down the feed gate teeth, and knowing me, I'd probably convert it into a can of springy snakes with no way to tighten it back up. Call me lazy, but I prefer it when a product is ready to work right out of the box. The modular mounting design, which is a great idea and one of the things we really wanted to work on the AmmoPal, is hamstrung by almost an impossible to remove lower clip. In theory, it's supposed to work like this. Once on the belt or rig, you can easily replace the AmmoPal itself, but once you no longer need it on that belt or rig, due to the thick plastic of the smaller of the 2 clips, it becomes a pain to remove. We honestly needed a knife to get it off my plate carrier at the end of the day. The last issue we want to cover is the material the AmmoPal is made from. I hate to say it, but it feels cheap. Plain and simple. Most of the parts aside from the follower spring and lower mounting clip are made from thin glass-filled nylon. It's so thin it flexes on the body of the product, which can cause binding issues, and the feed teeth on ours were razor sharp, mandating the use of gloves. Now that we've covered all the reasons why we're not fans of the AmmoPal, I would like to say this. I really still do want to like this product. When it worked really well, and in ideal conditions, we had pretty good luck with the AmmoPal. Having an easy way to carry different types of shells in your rig is a great idea, not to mention being able to have 10 rounds of 12 gauge ready to rock and roll whenever you need it. At the beginning of the day, we felt that it was too fragile to get the job done, but to our surprise, at least structurally, it survived. That, however, did not satisfy our doubts regarding its long-term durability, so we decided to take it a step further. So let's head on over to the Tundra Tactical underground secret testing facility for some more intense testing and evaluation. To address our concerns regarding the durability of the product, we ran the AmmoPal through the patented TT-GSI GDT, or the Tundra Tactical Dynamic Structural Integrity and General Durability Testing test. The results under normal stress conditions were quite surprising. After wrenching on the feed lips multiple times, we found that the AmmoPal suffered no significant damage, and the sidewall of the product held up under the intense pressure of the dreaded screwdriver wedge test. While our main concern with the large amount of flex in the body of the AmmoPal had us worried on the range, we found out that at least in the initial testing phases of the TT-GSI GDT, the glass-filled nylon body performed admirably. The follower spring was next on the list, and after many hours of extreme testing, most of it unfit for the general public due to the graphic nature of the testing, we found this. It was at this point we decided to skip phase 2 of the TT-GSI GDT, which boils down to asking the AmmoPal about hot topic issues regarding the geopolitical state of the world, and move directly into phase 3. This was the point in our time with the AmmoPal that the science really kicked in, and we attacked it with everything that we had. After multiple heavy impact stress tests, we found the AmmoPal still loaded shells and in a general sense remained as functional as it was before.
That's really annoying.
And after an incident that involved the AmmoPal expressing its displeasure with the testing parameters by turning my screwdriver against me, the Tundra Tactical science advisors present advised me to take a step back and return to relevant testing parameters. However, here at Tundra Tactical, we feel this unchecked aggression should not stand, and subsequently the AmmoPal and I entered into a blood feud. As punishment, the AmmoPal was subjected to the infamous acute thermal application test, and after multiple iterations of this test, to our astonishment and my rising fury, it survived. It was at this point that I blindfolded our health and safety monitor and reacted accordingly. After an intense testing session involving much science, even I was impressed, and as I was standing there contemplating the AmmoPal's extreme durability and resistance to both conventional and unconventional damage and stress, I was about to give it the coveted Tundra Tactical seal of approval. And then I remembered what it's like to use the damn thing on the range. All joking aside, the idea is sound, and if done right, I think we could have something really cool to play with. So if the developers of the AmmoPal are watching, here is exactly what we would ask you to change. At the top of our list, we'd ask for a higher quality follower spring, something that would not bind up or get stuck on itself, and maybe add in an anti-tilt feature to the follower much like the designs of some of the AR-15 mags out there. The ease of loading the AmmoPal would be next on our list, specifically making it so the user can load all 10 rounds one-handed by possibly spring-loading the retention clips at the top of the product. The AmmoPal would be fantastic if it was able to be unloaded and loaded without having to tuck or drop the gun. Finally, change the way the AmmoPal mounts to rigs and belts by redesigning that bottom mounting clip. My favorite mounting system out there is the one used by 511 in their mag pouches. All I have to do is unsnap at the bottom and pull straight up to remove the pouch from my rig. So that about does it for our time with the AmmoPal, and our final thoughts are this. While surprisingly durable, the reliability of the product is well under where it needs to be for consideration in the real world. For range use, or maybe even a hunting role, this product should do fine, but due to its unreliable function and difficult loading, we don't think the AmmoPal is quite there yet. As I stated earlier, if these issues were to be fixed, I'm sure the AmmoPal would find a home on my rig. So thanks for watching. If you guys dislike this video, then you know what to do. But if you like the video, smash that thumbs up button and share it around with your friends. Make sure to subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on current and future content. And as always, visit www.tundratactical.com for more entertainment.